Okay, so have you ever, like, really looked at a rose?
Hmm.
I mean, really looked at it
Yeah, yeah.
and thought about, like, all the stuff they represent?
Right.
It's kind of wild, right?
Yeah,
All the feelings and ideas people pack into one flower.
definitely. It's like a universal symbol.
Totally. And today, we're going to unpack that symbolism. We're doing a deep dive on a poem, The Rose, Bloom, and Hue. It's from October 18th of this year, actually.
Oh, very recent.
Yeah, it just came out. And it really gets into all those layers.
I'm intrigued.
So right off the bat, the poem starts with this image. A tiny bud, a promise held, in emerald leaves a story spelled, of sunlight's kiss and gentle rain, awaiting life to bloom again.
Beautiful.
Right, you get this immediate sense of, like, anticipation.
I do, yeah. It's like the bud is full of potential, like it's
Right.
about to transform.
And you know it's going to be, like,
Yep.
magnificent.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And the way it's nestled in those, it says emerald leaves, right?
Mhm.
It's like that idea of growth coming from something simple. Like we often overlook the simple things.
Totally. And then boom, the chorus. Oh, the rose in radiant hue, a masterpiece forever new. That last part always gets me. A masterpiece forever new.
Yeah.
It's kind of contradictory, right?
It is, yeah. But that's the thing about roses, isn't it? They've like always fascinated people, artists, poets, you name it.
That's true.
Think about those, what are they called? The rose windows?
Oh, and the cathedrals.
Exactly. They're like meant to symbolize like divine beauty,
Yeah.
spiritual enlightenment, all that. Or even the Sufis, they use the rose to talk about the soul's journey.
Really?
So yeah, it's both a masterpiece, like perfect in its form, but also forever new, always inspiring.
In this poem, it doesn't just tell you about the rose, it makes you feel it. Like in verses 2 and 3, it talks about a tender shoot, thorny stem, dewdrop tears, and velvet skin.
It's so vivid.
You're really experiencing the rose, right?
Absolutely. You can practically feel those velvety petals, the even the prick of the thorn and that
Mhm.
smell.
Oh, for sure, that classic rose smell.
And I think it's interesting that juxtaposition of the thorny stem and then the velvet skin
Yeah.
because it's like beauty and hardship together.
It's kind of like life when you think about it.
Exactly. Vulnerability and strength all mixed up.
And just when you're getting lost in all that beauty,
Mm.
verse 5 hits you with, like, a dose of reality. From budding hope to withering fall, the rose's cycle touches all.
Right. It reminds you that it doesn't last forever.
Yeah, it's kind of sad when you think about it.
It is a little like
Mhm.
the ancient Greeks, they had this myth about Adonis.
I don't think I know that.
He was this like incredibly beautiful young guy and he died tragically. And from his blood, the story goes, sprang the red anemone flower.
Wow.
So was that connection again, right? Beauty, but also mortality.
That's pretty deep stuff for a poem about a flower.
It is. It is. It makes you think.
What do you think the author wants people to take away from the rose, bloom, and hue? Like, what's the message?
That's a good question. I think maybe it's about appreciating the little things, like really seeing the beauty around us, even in, like you said, something as simple as a rose.
Yeah, I can see that.
And it's also about accepting life's ups and downs.
The good with the bad.
Exactly. The growth and the decay, the joy and the sorrow, they all come together.
And that we should, like, pay attention to each moment.
Yes. Because, like the rose, those moments, they're fleeting.
So true. Well, that's some food for thought, right? Where do you see the symbolism of the rose in your own life? What about you listening? It's something to think about as we wrap up this deep dive.